Hey everyone, it's Kayla with the Celebration Company, and I've got something fun for you today. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And also be sure to check me out on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram for a lot of other fun ideas just like this one. All right, for this craft, we're going to make a super cute watermelon. This watermelon came from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to give it a bit of a makeover really simply with some scrapbook paper. So I'm starting off by just scraping off as much of that glitter as I can get off, and I'm using all different patterns of red scrapbook paper, and I'm just tearing strips. I'm making sure to tear them all in the same direction so that one side of those strips does not have the white part showing from the paper. And so now we're just going to take some Mod Podge, and I'm going all the way across in vertical strips, and I'm only exposing the side that doesn't have the white. So every time I put a piece on, I'm going to cover up that white piece or that white part of the scrapbook paper. I'm not doing any specific type of pattern with this. I'm just kind of going with what looks good, and the colors or the different patterns I chose, I've got a couple of polka dots, a plaid, a floral, and then just some other different patterns as well. So what you choose is totally up to you, just whatever looks like a watermelon to you. So you're just going to keep going with this process until you get all the way to the end. And I make sure to kind of go over it a little bit too with the Mod Podge just to make sure everything is well adhered. Okay, once you're done applying all the paper, I'm just taking my heat gun and drying it. And then also while it's hot, I'm just going to rub over it with my hand to remove any air bubbles that might be in there. And then I'm just using my sharp knife to cut off all the excess all the way around the edge. Now we have to do the green part. So again, we're using some green scrapbook paper. This time I'm only using two different ones. So I'm using a darker one and then a lighter one. So basically this one's got a little bit more white in it. Now with this, I'm getting a little bit more technical with things. Again, I don't want that white edge to show on the sides, but I do want a little bit of white to show on the top. So I'm making sure that I tear the top of it so that I see that white to kind of resemble an actual watermelon where you have the green and then the white and then the red. And for this, I'm alternating. So I'm doing the lighter green and then the darker green, lighter green, darker green. Now, you do not have to be like super precise with this. It's okay if your strips are not the same width because a watermelon is not perfect anyways. So, but when this is done, it really does have a watermelon look. It really looks very much like the actual outside of a watermelon. And it also has a little bit of a quilt-like look. So you're just going to repeat that same process. You're going to do the same thing that we did with the red part of the watermelon, just going all the way around. Okay, so now that I've got all my paper on, I'm just going to go over it, the whole thing with some Mod Podge just to make sure everything's adhered. I did a pretty light coat of Mod Podge. So after everything is dry, you're just going to rub over it with your hands while it's wet to make sure everything's pressed down. And then again with your knife, just cut off all of that excess. Okay, so now we need our seeds. I decided to paint my seeds on, but you could do whatever you wanted to. If you wanted to use black buttons or black wood beads or whatever you want to do, you can do that. But I decided to just paint them on with some black acrylic paint and a small brush. And you're just going to paint kind of teardrop shapes or little petal shapes. And that's all there is to it, y'all. This is a super simple project, but it turns out so fun and cute. It looks just really different. It kind of has a little bit of a quilt-like look to it, but again, the outside of it to me looks so real. So I hope you all enjoyed this craft, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye, everybody.